This podcast is not intended to provide any investment advice. The opinions expressed here by either the hosts or guests do not necessarily reflect the views of PSA, Collectors Holdings, or any of their affiliates. Any discussion of collectible values in the past or present is not a guarantee of future performance.
Hello and welcome to Hit Draft. My name is Jack Archer and I'm here with Ryan Greene and Chris McGill. Hit Draft cracks open the collector's psyche, showcasing the layers of intricacies and decision-making that go into building a collection. Here's how it goes down. First, a small assortment of PSA graded cards are revealed by our producer, each a mystery to the host.
Oh, I love this card.
Next, we draft and explain which cards we're taking and why we're taking them.
It's not a tough decision, and once again, I'm taking home a PSA 10.
What's lined up today, Ryan?
We've got a beautiful 9-course meal lined up. That's exactly how it's displayed here from producer Drew. We've got our server, who is unnamed as of right now, if we want to name him.
Yeah, he kind of looks like he's wearing a Men's Warehouse tuxedo. A little more costume than elegant.
Okay.
But he's got a silver platter with PSA engraved on it. He's got white gloves. It's certainly elegant, it's certainly fancy. Little Downton Abbey-esque even.
I like it. And the theme this week on Hit Draft, last time we introduced it, we're going to have these themed every time we have the Hit Draft. This time the theme of the Hit Draft is March Multisport Madness.
We're getting clever with it.
Yeah.
Could be Pokemon, could be golf, could be baseball, football, basketball. We don't know. We just know there's 9 cards, all PSA graded, all previously sold on Golden, and we're going to be hit drafted them.
I'm ready to go. I'm especially excited because for the first time ever in this Hit Draft, I've got the first overall pick. I don't even know what to do with myself. Do I trade down for more picks? Do I? No.
There's a little bit of strategy here too.
Yeah, there is.
Because Chris isn't going to touch Marvel. He's probably not going to touch Pokemon. I know what you like. I know what you collect. So there's a little bit of strategy. It's almost like a fantasy baseball or fantasy football draft.
All right. Are we ready to dive in? We got card 1. Here we go.
Starting off with a Mount Rushmore sports card. We got Michael Jordan, 86 Fleer rookie, PSA 4.
Is this to the point of a card where, like, if you really want to add one to your collection, the grade doesn't matter? Like, is it that iconic? Kind of like the 52 mantle?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's not even close to the 52 mantle status, in my opinion. There's just so many out there compared to the 52 mantle, like in total. And I don't know. For me, like a PSA 4 of something in the 80s doesn't interest me that much. As great and incredible and GOAT as this card is, that's kind of where I stand right now.
Chris, do you own an 86 Fleer Jordan?
I do not.
So this could be in play.
Interesting. The man has a mountain of rare Michael Jordan grails, but not his most iconic and arguably most important card.
No, yeah. I mean, I have owned it previously. Yeah, the highest grade I've ever owned it in is a PSA 7, but it always felt so available that anytime I owned one, I found myself selling it sooner or later so I could buy a rarer card that pops up, and I'll always, and I could always just say, well, I can always go get that Fleer rookie again later. But this rare card that just popped up, I might not be able to get this card again anytime soon. So I've never been able to keep one because I always end up selling it to go get something rare that shows up.
And looking into Chris's psyche, the fact that he's owned a PSA 7, I don't know that a PSA 4 is going to appeal to him. So I'm doing the games in my head right now.
Well, look at this. Look at this example, though. This example is very well centered, and eye appeal is crucial on the 86 Fleer. Like if this one had a big Frankenstein forehead or something, or a super fat left border, maybe then it would be not as appealing. But this one presents really well to be having a grade of a 4.
The Frankenstein forehead, have you heard that before, Ryan?
I've never heard that term, but I knew exactly what he was referencing when he said it.
Absolutely brilliant. That's why they pay you the big bucks, Chris.
Yeah, well, I didn't come up with that, so.
All right, we have first year Prism 2012, Kobe Bryant, autograph, PSA 9, auto 10.
And it's on card. This is beautiful.
I forgot that first year Prism was on card autos. One of them, I love Prism. We all love Prism. The fact that there's always sticker autos hurts my soul a little bit, but seeing a nice on card pack pulled auto on a Prism product is quite the sight.
Yeah, this one's gonna be coveted by all three of us. Next up, right on the heels of the World Baseball Classic, we got Mike Trout. This is a parallel of his 2011 Topps Update rookie card, Walmart blue border. So this is essentially the same border that is now called Father's Day powder blue. This is not a numbered card, but these are not very easy to find. $2,280 for a PSA 9 at auction in January.
Not a huge fan of like a superstore, heavily commercial business on the flip. You know, there's Target parallels and stuff too. Topps and Panini have mostly moved away from those specific strategies, but I don't know. As much as I love 2011 Topps Update Mike Trout, as much as I love Mike Trout, the Walmart aspect just I don't know. It's just not for me. And I love the cognac and I love the diamond. There's other versions of this card which are a lot more interesting to me.
All right, moving forward, our fourth card. Vintage. This is nice. And the price is a little lower than I'd expect. 1953 Topps, Jackie Robinson, iconic design. This is what Topps' current living set is based off of. PSA 3 of Jackie Robinson sold for $1,710 in March at Golden.
One of the best ever. I've been like looking to get into some serious vintage the past few months, and a PSA 3 of a 1953 Topps Jackie, way more interesting to me personally than a PSA 4 Jordan rookie card.
Chris, does vintage baseball do anything for you?
It does. This is an amazing card. This era of baseball is so rich in history and cardboard nostalgia that this card does appeal to me quite a bit.
It feels like museum worthy in a way that most cards don't.
Yeah, well said.
All right, so we've got the 2 baseball, the 2 basketball out of the way. I believe that was the mix. Drew threw in there before the show that there's a mystery card in here somewhere that I'm really can't wait to stumble across.
So we have Wayne Gretzky, rookie card up next, 1979 O-Pee-Chee, PSA 5. I love this card design.
Yes.
I love this card. PSA 5, I mean, it's just one of those things where I would, if I own this card, I would want the PSA 6. And then when I own the PSA 6, I'd want to own the PSA 7. And I just don't know for something that is as available as this across the board, how satisfied I would be. And I think, speaking of what Chris was saying earlier, this card kind of falls in that same bucket for me as well.
We'll say this, the O-Pee-Chee is tougher to come by than the Topps. So it does at least check that bucket on the rarity side. A little more highly coveted than the Topps. But yeah, Chris, said it earlier, and now I can't unsee it. I find the PSA 4 Jordan a little bit more appealing than this because of the centering. This one's pretty heavy to the right. Still, iconic card, iconic player, the greatest ever do it.
The colors, the design. This card is
really cool.
It's great. Fantastic. Chris, do you have any hockey in your collection?
Nope. No hockey in my collection, Jack. But if I were to start, this is probably the place I would with Mr. 8 Straight himself for his 8 straight MVPs, which is something I still can't wrap my mind around.
Voter fatigue apparently wasn't a thing.
No.
With the NHL.
8 straight, man.
It's pretty crazy because my whole life as a hockey fan, all you ever heard was about Wayne Gretzky's untouchable records. And to bring back something we were talking about in the last hit draft, now you're starting to see Connor McDavid approach some of his single season records. And I think that really drives home how great he is. You're actually seeing someone in the same stratosphere. So
we got a green turtle slug up next, boys.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
All right.
Venusaur Hollow, first edition, 1999 Pokemon base set, PSA 8.5. I love a good PSA 8.5 for modern cards because you just don't see them very often.
Yeah.
And I love the OG Pokemon set. There's so much nostalgia wrapped up in this for me. I remember like literally being on like the recess playground slinging this set when I was a kid, playing the Game Boy games. I adore this set. More of like a Charizard guy myself, Blastoise. But I mean, Venusaur is one of the OG ones, and this card has a lot going for it.
You know, what you were saying about looking the last couple of months to get some just vintage baseball in your collection. I've kind of been kicking the tires on the same thing with what we now consider vintage Pokemon, just like mid to late 90s. I just the cultural appeal of some of these cards, like I feel like they have staying power from that point of view. And this is definitely one of the ones I've been looking at. I think these early Pokemon cards just have, I don't know, there's just something about them when you see them in person.
Chris, does Pokemon appeal to you in any way?
It does. I've got a lot of nostalgia for it. When I came back to the hobby, I ended up actually reorganizing and then selling a few binders worth of Pokemon cards. Didn't have any first editions, but I did have the fossil set, the jungle set, and the normal base set. So it's not anything I have expertise in, but I did collect it as a kid. I did have 2 Charizards. You know, the thing I like about these cards is that even though it's not in my wheelhouse, the holofoil and the artwork on these cards, you know, I can gaze at it and not get bored with it. The cards look nice. They present nice. They look nice. They feel weighty because they have the history of the world's most profitable brand attached to them. They just feel so significant to popular culture and to collectibles that, I mean, there would always be room in my collection, I think, for some Pokemon cards.
All right. Next up. Ooh. Okay.
We got Cap.
Yeah, we got the 2013 Fleer Retro Marvel PMG Blue Captain America PSA 8. This is serial numbered 18 out of 50. What do you call it for Marvel? Because in sports, this would be a team color match. Is this a costume color match?
Spandex color match?
Whatever it is, the blue PMG with the like full flexed, you know, Captain America. This is pretty freaking cool.
I'm a Marvel zombie from way back. I have a deep love for comic books, especially Marvel comic books, and I love Captain America. I also love precious metal gems. This set specifically, for whatever reason, hasn't connected to me. Aesthetically, I mean, there's no arguing how beautiful this card is. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. Do I like it? Do I not? I don't really know.
If it's there in the late rounds, you're taking it for the value.
I mean, perhaps. We'll see.
All right. Got a couple left. Oh, baby.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yep.
2001 SP Authentic Sign of the Times, Tiger Woods rookie card, PSA 9, bold blue autograph. It's a horizontal card. This has a lot going for it.
This really does. The black and white photo too.
If this falls to me at 3, I'm gonna be quite happy.
Yeah. And his signature just looks so good on cards. Really does. This sold for $2,700 at Golden at the beginning of March. Kind of surprised it sold that low. This is a really cool looking card.
Chris, I have a question for you. You're deep in the trenches and you appreciate the rare stuff. What's the one Tiger Woods card that you've had your eye on for a minute now?
I don't know, man. There's a lot for me to learn about the Tiger Woods offering. So, but I know that PMG Purple employee exclusive seems to be a pretty neat card from sort of a one-off set, which I like because I'm always worried about subsequent issues of things being printed, and it just seems like that's never going to get printed again. So that card has caught my eyes as a low numbered, and it's got the PMG appeal. I don't know though. I'd want to dig a little deeper into his catalog before if I was really going to plunge into collecting the GOAT of golf.
So I think all that's left is our mystery card. Oh, okay. Polarizing figure. A really, really cool card here. This is a 2005 SPX SP Exciting signed jersey rookie card with a game used relic piece of Aaron Rodgers, numbered out of 250. It's a PSA 10.
It's hard to tell in the photo. Is that a sticker auto, or is that just how the card was designed?
I believe this is a sticker auto. I believe his only rookie card that was signed that was on card was his SP Authentic patch rookie. It's a sticker, but Upper Deck did a really nice job with stickers in the early to mid 2000s where their designs lended to it not necessarily looking so much like a sticker, and it wasn't as prominent. Very rare that you get a rookie card auto relic with game used material, especially now. Now it never happens. So I find that to be really cool.
This is a great card. It actually sold, it sold for just under $3,200 just a few weeks ago. Feels like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it does.
I think Aaron Rodgers stuff is going to age very, very nice. I'm excited for him to play in New York, assuming that all comes together.
It better come together at this point, right? All right. So we've got our 9 cards.
And you're up first, Ryan.
I'm up
so
first.
Ryan has the first pick. Chris has the second pick. I have the third pick. We do a snake draft, and we loop back twice.
Yeah. So we're gonna kind of reassess our draft boards, our strategy here. Take a really quick break. We will be right back. We'll get to picking. Hey guys, it's Ryan, dropping back in while the crew takes a quick break here. If you're a regular listener of the PSA Pod, you know that we love to share exciting PSA and collectors product and tech developments as they go live, always with the goal of enhancing our customers' experience. This week, I wanted to quickly tell you about a couple of new additions to the PSA app experience, which went live in our latest updates. We already told you a few weeks back that PSA is now imaging every single card that we authenticate and grade, attaching those high-res images to each cert number produced. Now, with just a couple of taps, you have the ability to download those images on your mobile device and save them directly to your camera roll. If you're like me, you love how much easier this makes it to share images of your favorite PSA grading results on social media right as they come back to you. Also, we've now added the Vault to the PSA app. When you open the app, you will now see the Vault icon right on the bottom of your screen. Here, you can add to and manage your inventory within the collector's vault. Plus, with just a few taps, you can list your items for sale with ease on Golden's new always open marketplace and weekly auctions. We always talk here about the goal of creating a completely frictionless end-to-end experience for all PSA and collectors customers. These are just the latest enhancements to that experience. And trust me, get in the PSA app and play around with them, you will be hooked. The latest version of the PSA app is now available for iOS and Android, so go make sure to download it and get the update immediately to access these features. And now, back to the show. All right, we're back. We're ready to pick. Game plans have been laid out. I'm up first, and I'm just going to get right to it. With the first pick in this hit draft, I am taking the Kobe Bryant, the first-year Prism on-card auto. First-year Prism just connects with me. I would love to add something cool of Kobe to my collection. You know, it's an on-card auto of him, which you don't see all that often, you know, and they're priced out of my range in a lot of instances. It's going to get harder and harder to come by, I think. So
that was the only right choice. In my opinion, I would have taken that first too.
I'll say this. I did consider the Tiger a little bit, only because I'm a big Tiger fan. But, you know, going back to something Chris said earlier, availability. You know, I think Kobe on-card autographs are just tougher to come by in general. And it's not going to change. So, Chris, you are on the board. Mamba's off the board.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Checks so many boxes for me, especially as a Prism fanboy. But okay, so for my pick, then, you know, the theme of this hit draft to me is as much as it is multi-sport March Madness, it's also classics. Whether it's the '86 Fleer or the 2012 Topps Update Trout, or the O-Pee-Chee Gretzky, or the Venusaur First Edition. I mean, just classics. But I'm not going with a classic, at least not one of those. I'm going with, and Ryan, don't hold this against me. You know I have to do this, and I'll tell you why. I'm going with the Aaron Rodgers, the PSA 10 rookie. It's, first of all, a relic or a memorabilia card in a PSA 10 just does something for me. I have this impression in my mind that it's so difficult, probably because it is, for memorabilia cards to grade PSA 10, that when I see it, it always grabs me. And then I can tell from the scan that this card has beautiful holofoil on it. If you kind of look along the bottom, there's like 2 layered borders at the bottom, and then the SP or the SPX logo, you can just tell that this card just has a beautiful shine to it in hand. The sticker autograph will bother me slightly, but to Ryan's point, during that era the sticker, the background material or the design of the sticker oftentimes blends pretty well with the card, and I think it does in this case as well. So this card really just jumped out at me. And as a pop 16 in a PSA 10, it's just, yeah, this is the one for me, boys.
Great pick.
My choice is incredibly easy. It's Jackie Robinson. There's 3 vintage baseball goats that I would want to go after. It'd be Mantle, Jackie, and Mays, like most people.
Mm-hmm.
And to have a really iconic card of Jackie Robinson in my collection to really kick off the vintage pursuits. I mean, this card is just stunning. Easy choice for me. Looping around for my second pick, I got to go Tiger. Beautiful card. Sign of the Times is iconic. Great autograph. I actually own a few Tiger autographs, but nothing on card. And I would love to add this to my GOAT box. It's a pretty easy pick too. Really, really happy with my 1-2 punch.
Great pick with Tiger.
What you got, Chris?
Okay, well now, since it's still on the board, I said if it dropped this far, I would have no choice but to take it. And so I have to do it. I have to go with the Jordan PSA 4 with the great eye appeal. It's the most iconic basketball card ever made. It's probably the most liquid card in any grade at its price relative to other cards similarly priced. I think that's one of the great features of that card is that you can throw it up on a marketplace and get market value for it almost instantly. It's actually amazing how that works if you've ever done it, owned a copy of it. It's the GOAT, man. I can't let that card drop further than 5th.
All right, Ryan, back to backs for you. What's up next?
Well, this leaves it pretty easy for me. I was between 2 cards for the number 6 pick here, and I assumed Chris would take one. So I'm going to take the Wayne Gretzky O-Pee-Chee. I one day in my collection, I would love to have his O-Pee-Chee and Topps rookies PSA graded. The O-Pee-Chee is tougher to come by, especially in higher grades. So I'm going to get this Wayne Gretzky PSA 5 O-Pee-Chee rookie with the now goal of getting a higher grade Topps to pair with it. Have a really nice looking pair in my collection. And then as cool as the Captain America looks, I don't know that I connect with it the same way as I do with the Venusaur. And I want to kick off the Pokemon corner of my collection by picking up a really nice first edition graded piece that I think is really going to hold up over time.
Wow, nice. Nice picks.
Marvel PMG. I have a feeling you're not going to pick that.
Or the Millville Meteor.
And then Mike Trout, Walmart edition.
Well, he really wasn't Captain America in the World Baseball Classic, was he? I was almost going to say I'm picking between Captain America and Captain America, but I'm really not.
Ouch.
No offense intended to Trout collectors. He was really good, and as far as my knowledge of baseball goes, I understand that he was good in the World Baseball Classic. But I'm going to go with the Captain America, the real one. 2013 PMG PSA 8. Tough grade for those, which is one of the things that appeals to me about it. And it's just a beautiful card. And, I know some people who collect Marvel. They are incredibly passionate about it. It's almost contagious, actually, to hear them talk about their passion for collecting Marvel cards. So I'll go ahead and go with that one, guys. And I'll leave Trout for Jack.
Hey, producer Drew, I'm just going to need you to ship this directly to my vault. I'm going to throw it up on a Golden Weekly auction. I'm going to take the cash and I'm going to put it towards his cognac or put it towards his diamonds. I love Trout. I love 2011 Topps Update. But I said my piece earlier. This just isn't the card for me. And happy to move out of it. I mean, it's Trout. It's iconic. It's liquid. And put it into something that's a little more interesting to me.
As someone who has had the last pick in this draft a couple of times, I think each time I've gotten to this point, that's basically what I'm looking at is hopefully I'm left with something that I can move to get into something that I'm really looking for. So nothing wrong with it at all. How's everybody feeling about their haul here?
I'm feeling pretty good. Kicked off the vintage collection. Beautiful Jackie, nice Bull Tiger auto, a little bit of extra capital, maneuvering out of a pretty liquid card. I'm feeling pretty good.
Chris?
Yeah, I like it. I'm imagining the 3 laid out in front of me, and I've got the beautiful red Chicago jersey with the red, white, and blue border on the 86 Fleer. And then I've got the SPX, which is this Rogers rookie that's like got this gray, shades of gray and white theme that just looks classy and clean. And then I've got the Captain America, this nice, beautiful blue blown out PMG style design. And I imagine all these three laid out in front of me looking really nice as I enjoy my collection. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I feel like I got 3 goats. I think Venusaur in the lore of Pokemon, first edition qualifies. So a Kobe on card, an O-Pee-Chee rookie of the great one, and a great Pokemon card to kick off my TCG collection.
You should pair it with like the Game Boy WATA graded sealed copy. Throw those bad boys up side by side.
See, now you're playing the 3D chess. I like it. All right. For Jack Archer, for Chris McGill, for producer Drew, I'm Ryan Greene. This has been the Hit Draft. We'll be back with more next week here on the PSA Pod. As always, thanks for joining us.